Live. Perfect. Hello. Yep. All right, guys. So we got another stream today. We're gonna be doing another Titan build here for a customer build that wanted his stream build, his build streamed. So yeah, a little. Let's see if I have the invoice here. It's over there. All right. So for the Titan build in this one, we got our Relay Tech black case. We got for processor CPU, we got AMD Ryzen 7 7700X. For cooler, we got our Relay Tech RGB tower cooler. For motherboard, we got a B650M with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth included. For RAM memory, you got 32 gigabytes of RGB DDR5 6000 megahertz. For storage, they are getting a 1 terabyte M.2 NVMe. For graphics card in our Titans, you do get a 5060 Ti. Power supply, you get a 650 watt power supply. Power supply cables is gonna be the default ones that come with the power supply. No extra extension cables. The customer didn't choose to get any extension cables. And then case fans, we are using our high performance VRLA Tech RGB fans. It is gonna have 6. The case already comes with 3. Already pre-installed. So the other 3, we're gonna put 2 on top, 2 exhausts on top, and then another one exhaust over here, on the side here. Yeah, it should be a really good, easy build. This is a really good computer for streaming, gaming, mid-tier build. If you are looking to get, like I said, into streaming and gaming, or just trying to play games with a little bit more FPS, such as Call of Duty, Fortnite, Valorant. But yeah, let's go ahead and start it on the build here. What I always like to do is start on the motherboard itself, put the RAM, CPU, NVMe in there. Let's see. It's kind of over here sandwiched in between our power supply and GPU. We got a B650M Pro RS Wi-Fi with Bluetooth also included, so the customer won't need any Wi-Fi adapters, or if he doesn't want to use Wi-Fi, he can go ahead and use the Wi-Fi. Comes with some antennas there for him to use instead of just using the Ethernet port. All right, so we'll get ahead and start it here. So yeah, usually when we get all the accessories from the motherboard, power supply, GPUs, and stuff like that, I usually just give it to the customer. We don't keep anything. Give everything that the customer gets in all those boxes, just in case they ever need the manuals, and stuff like that. And then for the motherboard, it does come with the antennas, SATA cable here, and then 2 M.2 little screws here, and then of course your manual. And a little M.2 standoff as well, which we're probably going to be using. Let's go ahead and open up this motherboard. All right. Really nice mother. We got the white, silver, and black color on the motherboard. Let's go ahead and put our CPU. We got an AMD Ryzen 7 7700X. This is AM5 socket CPU with that supports DDR5 RAM. I believe they are getting 32 gigabytes. Yep, 32 gigabytes of 6000 megahertz. That is going into this Titan build. Nice and neat there. Get this popped off. Little CPU cover. Let's go ahead and open up our RAM here. Here we go. Again, 32 gigabytes, 6000 megahertz, DDR5 RAM. Each stick having 16. There we go. Go ahead and open up our slots here. All right, so we got that in. Let's go ahead and get our M.2 screw to remove these M.2s, little screws. Just so we can remove this heat sink for the M.2. There we go. Go ahead and put our NVMe in there. We got a Western Digital, 1 terabyte. Just sits there. Take off the heatsink protective, little plastic here. Then we go ahead, align the screws there. Perfect with the holes. Screw it back down. Just like that. All right, now let's go ahead and remove these brackets here that the motherboard does come with, AMD brackets for the cooler. We don't need these brackets because our brackets, the Realtek Tower Cooler, comes with its own brackets to put on. This is mainly for like stock coolers, for like AMD stock coolers. Won't be needing these. All right, go ahead and prepare our Realtek Tower Cooler here. Take out the things we need from our bag. Get the brackets we need. We do need like these little spacers here. Go right here. Top. Just like that. And then we don't need these. We need the thermal paste. All right. Go ahead and put some thermal paste on that CPU here. Try to get like a little X here. There we go. And just spread it out a little bit. Just like that. Now let's get the bracket that we need for our tower cooler here. These are for Intel, so we're not going to be using these. Everything else in this little bag, we are going to be using it. Go in the trash. All right. So here's our tower cooler with our fan. Go ahead and remove the fan here. Loosen this cable up here. There we go. Just sort of get out of the way while we're screwing our brackets to our tower cooler. Just like that. There we go. One side's in. Let's go ahead and get the other side in. Perfect. And then it comes like little stick at the bottom, just to protect the copper here at the bottom. There. We just align it here onto the CPU, and then put our screws. In X formation. Just like that. Now let's go ahead and tighten up the screws here. There we go. It's all nice and tight. Now we can put our fan back on. Gonna remove these plastic little zip tied. There we go. Put it on here. Very, very easy process. Nothing too difficult. Now we're just gonna put all our power cooler cables here. So we can just round the back of the motherboard to the back of the case here. So now we're done with the motherboard. We got CPU, RAM, NVMe in, power cooler in. Now we can put it in the case. Move this to the side. Put that there. Go ahead and get our case here. We get our screws to put it on. We are gonna have to mess with the standoffs here to fit the motherboard. Go ahead and move these around. Perfect. Now let's go ahead and get our screws for our motherboard here. The majority of the screws for the motherboard, if you are building your PC, just so you know, typically are like a little bit smaller, and then they have like a little groove, like a little circle groove, that you could tell that's like different. And normally it comes with you'll see way more of those screws and like a little bag, whatever that your case comes with, than any other screw there. So just so you can identify a motherboard screw. Not pretty standard, except for Corsair cases. Corsair cases uses their own type of screw, which I actually prefer. I feel like they get more secured in the case with those screws. These have a rounder edge at the bottom, but these screws also are really good. There we go, nice and slow. Like I already know how the screw feels, so I can already tell you, and just by not looking at it, just by feel which screw is which for the motherboard. There we go. We got the motherboard in. Now it's time to work on some of the cable management in the back. You see how we got all these messy cables here. Basically, it's all the cables for the case itself that go straight to the motherboard, and then we got all the cables from the 3 fans here. So we're gonna go ahead and fix that a little bit, and then after that, we're gonna go work on the 3 fans, the 2 intake on top, and then 1 intake in the side over here. Go ahead and work on that cable management here. Like I always say, cable management is probably the most time-consuming part, especially if it's your first time building a computer, because you haven't built in that case before. I built in this case plenty of times, so I kind of have like my routine of cable management for this case. So it's not a little bit, actually way faster for me to cable manage in this case. Let's say for a case that I haven't really built in or haven't built in at all. But typically, when you do cable manage, typically it's all pretty much the same concept. What I like to do when I'm cable managing, especially with fans, is I like to separate so say like top fans would be on their own, the side fan would be I'll put it with the top fans, like combine them together, like all the fans together. Just because they're closer to each other, and these 3 fans will be on their own uh little bunch. Just so you know, like let's say if you did have some troubleshooting that you had to do, like let's say a fan will stop working or certain cables that you just don't know, like when you look at the back you just don't know where it is. It makes it easier to, like I said, troubleshoot, identify what's causing the issue, or maybe even solve the issue faster, just because you know this bunch is for these fans and this bunch is for the other fans, and this bunch is for the cables that go to the motherboard. Then it gets a whole big mess because there's a lot of cables in the back. Can you give me a free laptop? Let me see if I can fix the camera. It is kind of blurry. Let's see if I can fix it a little bit. Let's see there. Still a little blurry. Let me see. I think it's a little bit better. Welcome to stream to everybody that's joining into the stream. So you guys know we do have a Titan build here. For the specs, let me just read out the specs a little bit, just in case you're barely coming to the stream. For the case, we do have a Realtek black case here. For CPU, we have an AMD Ryzen 7 7700X. For CPU cooler, we got our Realtek RGB Tower cooler. For the motherboard, we got a B650M AMD motherboard. For RAM, they do have a 32 gigabyte RGB DDR5 6000 megahertz. For storage, They are getting a 1TB M.2 NVMe graphics card in all our Titans. You do get a GeForce RTX 5060 Ti, 16GB graphics card. Power supply, you get a 650 watt, 80 plus power supply. Operating system, of course, you get Windows 11 Pro, case fans. You get 6 of our high performance RGB Relay Tech fans. And you get your 2-year warranty here at Relay Tech, and then you get lifetime support help as well. So basically, what I'm doing right now is I'm basically doing the cable management here in the back here with these fans. Yeah, like I said before, what I like to do is I like to, especially on this case, I like to start off with the 3 fans that are already pre-installed on the case. I like to start off doing the cable managing here. Get that bunch in his own separate bunch. Just later on, if the customer does have any issues with the 3 fans in the front, I go ahead and guide them and show them exactly to which bunch to look at, just in case if anything's disconnected, not connected correctly, or maybe ripped, etc. But if you are building your own PC, I would also advise you to do it some type of way like that. Just separate your cables, knowing which cables are which, just so later on in the future, makes it a little bit easier for you if you do run into any issues, cables wise. Basically, what I'm installing right here now is just a fan splitter. It's a splitter that goes into one of the fan headers on the motherboard, and then splits into 5 connections where you could go ahead and connect all your other fans. I like this instead of connecting each fan to a header on the motherboard, just because it looks a little bit too messy, and then sometimes the motherboard itself doesn't have enough headers. Let's say for 6 fans, I believe this motherboard wouldn't have enough headers on the motherboard itself. So this splitter does come in handy. What's up, Phoenix? Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Am I almost done? I'm kind of probably like 1/3 of the way there. I want to say probably a little bit more than 1/3. But we're not almost done. Almost there. Not almost there, but getting there. We still got a lot to go. We got 3 fans to install. We got power supply, and we got GPU to install as well. All right, and then for the same thing, we also have an RGB splitter. These are a little bit more complicated, just because you have to have like this adapter that mostly each case comes with. It's like a 3-pin adapter that goes into the motherboard, and then from that adapter, you're able to connect the splitter. It has a different end of RGB. But the splitter also goes one end into the motherboard and then splits into 5 connections that you can connect to on that splitter. There you go. Goes into the motherboard just like that. How much does that build cost? I believe, let me double check for you. I don't want to make I don't want to tell you the wrong price here. I believe it's like 1,700, I think. But let me go ahead and get you the exact price of our Titan build here. Really good mid-tier PC, especially for the price. Yeah, so it's 1,749.99, so 1,750, and we do offer it in black and white. Do you have like a current build now? Or are you looking for a build? I have a current build. What do you have in your current build? And do you play games? Do you stream? Here, just doing the kill management here in the back really quick. An R5 5600 RT 5600 RTX 4060 Ti 8 GB. 8 GB. I watch YouTube videos and play Minecraft on ultra realistic shares. Oh, that's really good. That's cool. Yeah, you got a pretty really good back PC. Mm. There you go. I was getting confused because I didn't connect one of the cables here. And it was getting me a little bit confused, but I found it. So to route it and see which one wasn't connected. By the way, nice website. Thank you, thank you. Do you play anything other than Minecraft? Do you stream it by any chance? Or just be playing for fun with friends and stuff like that? Create your guys' own world on server. What specs are in this one? So for CPU has a Ryzen 7 7700X, I believe. Yep, 7700X, 32 gigabytes of DDR5, 6000 megahertz RAM, has a B650M, has a 1 terabyte NVMe, has a RTX 5060 Ti, 16 gigabyte graphics card, a 650 watt power supply. Am I missing anything? And 6 RGB fans. Yeah, really, this is a really good, especially if you're barely starting to into PC. This is a really good entry build, even mid-tier build. Gives you a lot of room to play a lot of games, do a lot of stuff with it. Let's go ahead and work on the case cables here. I don't try to I play Universe Sandbox 2 or Space Engine. Yeah, that's cool. I haven't played Minecraft forever. I remember my friends used to like buy like a server for us to play on. It's probably like $5 or something like that. And yeah, we would just join the server and then like just build stuff. I wasn't really into like Minecraft like that, but when you're playing with friends and stuff like that, it was pretty fun. And I did get into shaders. I would look up on YouTube video like shaders, best looking shaders and stuff like that. I know a little bit. I know a little bit about Minecraft. What's the case? So this is our BLA Tech black case that we have here. This is one of our own cases that we have. We're also offering it in white as well. If you guys prefer that white look of a PC. No. I spent my worst $100 a month ago. What'd you spend it on? What'd you spend those $100 on? That was so bad. All right. Go ahead, connect that as well here. Connect the CPU fan cable here for CPU. You bought 360 millimeter AIO on the 5600. I mean, it's not too bad. At least whenever you want to upgrade later on, like CPU wise, you'll be fine. At least you attempt to overclock, you'll be running really cool temperatures. If you did want to overclock, get a little bit more power off that 5600. So yeah, look, we got the kill management over here in the back here. We got the basically the kill management for the 3 fans, and we got kill management for the case cables here that go to the motherboard. Next, we're gonna go ahead and install our 3 fans here into our case. Here we go. Get some screws for that. Do you have people daily watching and commenting on your streams? So we don't stream me. Sometimes if we have a lot of builds that people want us to stream. We try to stream daily, but most of the time we probably stream twice a week. And yeah, we typically have a couple people come in here on our main day is Friday to stream. Like this week, I believe we streamed on Tuesday. We had a couple people in there as well. Yeah, but mainly on every stream we do have a couple people commenting and stuff like that, which is pretty good because then I'm not just talking to myself. I have like a chat to talk to. It's pretty cool, and I like getting to know like what people be doing, what games people be playing, if they have any questions for me regarding the computers. Yeah, a lot of people come in here asking about should they upgrade this part, should they get a better CPU, which one's better, what GPU is better, just stuff like that. This is a nice fun time here while I'm building this PC for the customer. We got this back fan, exhaust fan here. We're gonna put two more on the top here. You can also fit a 240 AIO on this case as well. Yeah, so don't feel too bad that you got a 360. If anything, I would say try to overclock the CPU a little bit, just to get a little bit more power. Now that you have like the right cooling for it. Even with the tower cooling, you could have overclocked a little bit. But now you got an AIO, so we'll probably keep it better temps when you do try to overclock. Just get a little bit more power off that CPU. All right. Go ahead and install this top fan here. I'm more of a white case type of guy, but in this case it is like a satin black, kind a little bit glossy, but more satin black. When the RGB like bounces off the case, it looks really nice on this case. Don't get me wrong, the white one looks really good too, but like I said, I'm more of a white case type of guy. But in this case, the RGB looks really good bouncing off the black. Black case and white motherboard together, yeah. I think because I've done so many builds, I think it just depends what case and motherboard configuration. Because I've done some that the customer requested black case and a white motherboard, like how you say, but just depending on the case is like a little bit too wide to open. It is a little bit kind of weird, like the white case just being different color. From like the rest of the builds, because then you got like black fans. I think it's just the way you configure it. Yeah, I believe we done like before. I believe last year we did like a panda build, and I believe it was like a white 60. In a white 60 we did a black and white, because then the white 60 comes in like a black and white type of case. So then the components wise, we got like a white motherboard. We put white and black fans. We put both different types of fans as well. That was a pretty good, pretty good build. They put like I believe it was streamers or either white and black cable extensions, instead of like your typical black cables that come with the power supply, or white cables if you get a white power supply. All right, so we got the two fans and the one over here on the sides. Go ahead and continue the cable management in the back here. Just for you to get the GPU in and then the power supply in, and then we should be done with this build. Really easy build to do. One of my favorites to build. And cable manage, just because it looks really nice once you finish the cable management. And it's really not that hard to cable manage in this case either. Once you get like your own little method of how you want to cable manage it and stuff like that. And these fans are really cool because they have like a little the cables that come out, you could link them not link but you can connect them to each other, so they have like somewhere I'm looking for. So you can like piggyback off that. So it has like a connection, and then it has like a split to it where you can connect another fan to it. So then you don't need that many you don't need a splitter for these fans. I do need a splitter for the fan power. I wish they would have added that same type of concept to the RGB to the fan power. But I got a splitter here for the fan power. Yesterday, I finally posted my first YouTube video. Someone commented, but they deleted the comment. But I'm probably not posting anymore. Oh, why is that? What do you post? You post like, are you posting like Minecraft videos and stuff like that? Like what I post, I have like my TikTok and Instagram and stuff like that on my own. Like I post my car and stuff. Um, and some videos do good, some videos don't do good. Obviously you're gonna have people like always commenting, commenting good stuff, commenting bad stuff. But just like not really care, not really look at the numbers and stuff like that. Just keep posting and posting and posting. And eventually one video will get enough attraction. Um, yeah, I would say not to stop posting. Just keep posting for fun, like whatever you think is funny. Like you're posting Minecraft videos or like informative videos on Minecraft, stuff like that. Just keep posting. Um, there's nothing bad with posting, and if it doesn't get any views, it doesn't get any views. It is what it is. Um, the thing I always tell everybody, like, if you're gonna post and don't expect anything. Just post it because you want to post it. Just have fun doing it. Because once you have fun doing it, you don't really care. Like it's cool seeing like all the views, all the likes, and all the comments. Um, but you'll eventually get there, especially when you're first starting. You gotta realize like you're not gonna like the majority of people. It sometimes happens, but the majority of people you're not gonna blow up off the first video. So you gotta keep posting and posting and posting, and just have fun with it. Don't stress out too much about all these videos and getting that many views, this and that. Just try to change up the content and stuff like that, of depending on what you're posting. Until like you find like the right thing that like, okay, this video's took off. Let me do a little bit more of this type of stuff. Like I said, I post my car on TikTok and Instagram. I make like edits and stuff like that. Um, and I just post it because I have fun. I have fun going out, taking pictures, taking videos and stuff like that. I posted like a video of what I tried searching about how to turn off 0 RPM, because everyone says what is 0 RPM, but never tell you you have to do it. Yeah, you see like videos like that's pretty smart. Videos that like people like always ask but don't have. Videos like that are pretty cool. Just like I said, don't expect for it to like blow up right away. You gotta give it time. Just give it time. I would say keep posting, give it time, and just enjoy like posting and stuff like that. Of course, if you want to continue posting. All right, we just did the kill manager for the 3 fans that we just installed. Here's the kill manager here. Let's go ahead and install our GPU, and then the last part would be our power supply here. We are GeForce RTX 56 Ti by PNY here. Really nice compact card. Take off these plastics. There we go. Do you watch people like ZTT? Unfortunately, not. I'm not familiar with what ZTT is. What's that? Is that like a game or? And put our GPU in. There you go. Nice and easy. It's a YouTuber. Okay. Nah, I haven't seen him. What does he post? Does he post gaming videos as well, or like informative videos? He created the Ryzen 4070 meme, if you know. I actually haven't seen that meme. I'm gonna have to look it up. Gonna have to look that up. All right, we got our GPU in. Now we go ahead and start on our power supply here. Get rid of these screws here. The Prebuild company, he helps PCs. He helps PC rookies. Ah, okay. It's a pre-built company. All right, so we got our MSI Mag A650 BN 80 plus bronze power supply here. Got our manual here for the power supply. Got our screws we're gonna be needing. Power cable here. All right. All right, let's go ahead and get started with this power supply. Someone asked him if you need thermal paste. Like for what? For like the CPU? Or what did they ask him that they need thermal paste for? for the CPU. The cool thing now, I know a lot of like beginner PC builders forget to put thermal paste just because they're kind of stressed out about putting the CPU in the socket in the first place. So the cool thing now is a lot of coolers, especially AIOs, um, um, come with thermal paste. Um, it's not needed, but it really helps. Um, Actually, thermal paste is needed. It does, like you said, it does help. Um, but over time, especially like if you have the CPU under load, or you're playing like games for like multiple hours and stuff like that, and the CPU doesn't have thermal paste, all that hot stuff, or that all that hot like heat that's going on to the CPU like bare from the cooler, it could damage the CPU if there's no thermal paste compound like to like protect it and keep it even more cooler. So I always recommend put thermal paste, and always check your thermal paste, because if you are using your CPU a lot, not CPU, your PC a lot, the thermal paste can dry up as well. And then once it dries up, it's kind of like it gets clunky, and then it's actually not even helping the CPU anymore. It's actually making it worse and can cause overheating issues and stuff like that. Especially on all the newer CPUs now, you always want to put thermal paste, just because the newer CPUs now, they do get really hot as well. So I always recommend just to put thermal paste. But I do know a lot of people that always forget to put it on. Like I said, just because they're really stressed out about putting the CPU in the socket. That's me when I had no skills trying to install the AIO, and my dad was worried about how to install the radiator, but he said it's really fun. Yeah, it's really, really fun. It's actually, everything's really, really simple about building computers. It's just that you think it's more of like the stress of like trying not to break it. And to be honest, it's really, really hard to break a lot of these new components now. Like before, you used to have to like ground yourself to like not build any static, like with the motherboard and stuff like that. But these motherboards are new enough that you don't really have to like ground yourself like that. Like small little buildup of static that you build up in your body won't really do anything to the component. Just because of the build quality now and stuff like that. Like the CPU being the most delicate component, just because of the pins and stuff. Not the CPU itself. On the AM5, the CPU itself doesn't have pins. It has all the pins on the motherboard. You can still mess it up when you're putting the CPU. Don't want to move it around and stuff like that, bend the pin or anything like that. But like AM4 CPUs, they do have pins. So when installing them or handling the CPU, you do want to be careful just because of the pins. But it's really, really, really easy to install, but at the same time, it's really, really easy to mess up. But I like contradict myself, because I would say it's not that hard to install the CPU. It's just more of being careful, but not being too careful. Because then if you're being too careful, then you'll like mess up, and then that's when you start messing up the CPU pins. If you're going confident to put in the CPU, you'll be more than fine. Same thing with like the RAM. So people are too scared to like push in the RAM into the motherboard, but the RAM is just made like that. Like you have to put a little bit of pressure to install the RAM. Some guy posted on Reddit how he installed the MSI paste on the motherboard pins, and it said it's computer's sign. Did the computer work like when you turned it on and stuff? I figured it most likely did. Cause even stuff like that, like I said, it takes a lot. Like on older CPUs, like on the AM4 CPUs, even if you bend like one pin or a couple pins on it, and the CPU can sit flat onto the CPU socket on the motherboard, um, probably like 75% of the time it'll still turn on and it'll still work perfectly fine. Just it doesn't need all the pins to be working for it to work. But sometimes if you bend the wrong pin on the CPU, that like a major pin on the CPU, then that's when you have problems. And yeah, I do know that like, you could bend. There's some pins that if they get bended on the CPU, they're not. It's not really that important. It'll still work as long as it's seated correctly on the CPU socket itself. So yeah, computers are a little crazy like that. We're about to finish this build now. We're finishing up the cable management here in the back with our power supply cable. Here's just coding and stuff. Oh, okay. Perfect. We got the power supply, everything all done now. We go ahead and turn on the PC now. This is the back of it. Nice cable management. Let's go ahead and plug it into the power, just so you guys can see the PC turned on and see how it all boots up and everything. Let's see. Where did I put that power cable? All right, perfect. Let's here. Let me connect to the power. Just see what the other RGB I was talking about. How nice it. Flick it on. Power button here. Like one of our fans isn't spinning. This is where it comes, like I was saying earlier, or how easy it's gonna be for me to figure out which fan isn't spinning depending on which one is not connected. Let's see here. Is this one? Oh, here we go. Found it. Just because I have the group for the 3 fans over here in the front. There you go. Now it's all spinning. Perfect. Now we're gonna put the scales back. When my GPU fans go crazy when I touch the case, it's vibrating. Is it bad? Like crazy? When do they go crazy? It's like when you're playing games and stuff? Or they just go crazy out of nowhere? Go ahead and turn off some of the lights here so you guys can see a little bit better of the build. It's a little bit of both. Has your nice 6 RGB fans. Like I said, it has this could perfectly stream and play games at 1080p, maybe even 4K, with no hassle. You'd be at good FPS. Like I said, it has and then It has room to upgrade as well in the future if you want to upgrade to a better CPU, because it does have an AM5 socket, has a B650, so it has an AM5 socket, so you're able to upgrade to a higher CPU. It already comes with 6,000 megahertz, 32 gigabytes of RAM. More, that's the best, probably more than enough than you need for gaming and DDR5 RAM. Just because the majority of games don't handle anything better than 64,000 megahertz speeds. Anything higher than that, the game would just be unstable. So it does come already with 6,000 megahertz RAM, 32 gigabytes. That comes with your 650 watt power supply. So you got a lot of room to upgrade in the future. Yeah, like I said, this PC does start off at 1,750. So a good mid-tier gaming computer. This is our Titan that we do have here at Virlay Tech. Yeah, 1440p, my bad. Yeah, 1440p. Correct. I always get them confused for some reason. And I know the difference too. I just always get them confused, 1440p and 4K. Good for looking out. But yeah, this is our Titan PC build. Just one more time to go over the specs. Um, like I said, it has our Titan Virlay Tech black case here. Has a processor AMD Ryzen 7 7700X. CPU cooler has our Virlay Tech Tower cooler in black. For motherboard has a B650M motherboard. RAM, like I said, 32 gigabytes. DDR5, 6,000 megahertz. For storage, is a 1 terabyte M.2. GPU has a 5060 Ti. Power supply has a 650 watt, 80 plus power supply. Has 6 of our RGB Virlay Tech high performance RGB fans. Then and it also comes with your 2-year warranty and then lifetime support warranty as well. So yeah, really quick stream just because it is a Titan, nothing too crazy, nothing aesthetically crazy to the build. Nice, simple, ready to go build that we did for this customer that wanted it to be streamed. But yeah, like I said, when we do have customers that do want builds to be streamed, we do try to do daily. When we don't, we try to do it twice, or once a week. Um, Always for sure on Friday we will be streaming. So you guys want to drop a like, subscribe, turn on notifications, just so you know when we do go live. We do normally go live around 1 2 p.m. Pacific time. We are here in California. If you are interested in this Titan build, go ahead and go on the Veritech website. And we do have a whole bunch of pre-built. Or if you don't want a pre-built, you go ahead and get a custom build for whatever specs you would want, whatever type of PC you would want. You go ahead and give us a call. You have a vision of a PC that you would want, and you go ahead and make those visions and dreams happen. But yeah, hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I hope you have a great weekend. Happy Valentine's too, if you are celebrating that. But if not, happy Valentine's to you still as well. Hope you guys have a great day and a great week. But yeah, we'll be end the stream now.